Hi, now that you have understood how to run Python programs and got your hands dirty on the IDE, now before going into the lectures and actually learning Python, there is one last thing that you would have to do. You would have to download the project, the Learn Python project from this current lecture, okay, and extract it as I have done here, okay, and then you will have to open that particular project. So during extraction, you make sure to right click and say extract all, and don't extract it into Learn Python folder, but you can delete this, okay, and then extract. Okay, that it's going to take a while because there are a large number of files. Okay, now once this is done, all you have to do is click on file and say open, okay, and you go to the location where you have extracted that particular folder. So in my case, it is in the documents directory. So I go to documents directory and this is the project, okay, and I click OK, and make sure you click on this window. So this is actually going to open the complete Python code that is being used for each of these lectures. Okay, so starting from section 2.4, you have the Python code, okay, and this is in section 2, okay, and similarly for the advanced Python, you have the code in section 3 as well. Okay, so what you have to do is for each lecture, you open the file. Okay, you create a blank file like I have created here, like lecture1.py. Okay, so how do you create that? You just right click on that particular lecture folder, new Python file. Okay, so you can just create some file here. So say I have created a test file. Okay, now once you have created this file, as you go through the lecture, I request you to do the same thing yourselves, okay, so that you get proper hands-on of Python. Okay, and once you have done it and the lecture is completed, then you can click on each of these Python files, not the assignment files, the other files, okay, like here none or numeric.py, and this is nothing but what has been actually taught in your lecture, and you can just revise whenever you wish. Okay, you can just go through. I have actually added comments wherever it is required so that it is very clear. Okay, and once you are satisfied and once you think that you have understood everything, you can actually go into the assignment. There are multiple assignments in some lectures, but in most of the lectures in section 2, you have only single assignment with multiple choices where you can actually test your knowledge. Okay, so for example, for this multiple choice question, you would have answer as A. Okay, similarly, you get all your answers for all these, note them down in your notepad, and after you have answered all the 10 questions, you update your answer here. So that is, put your answers here. Okay, no commas, no white spaces. So just delete this particular sentence in the answer, leave the single quotes and put in your answer here. Okay, some answer, whatever you think is correct. Okay, and then what you do is you right click and then you execute this assignment. So the moment you execute this assignment, it is going to tell you whether you have got the correct answer or not. Okay, and if you want to see the answers, you can actually see the answers here. Okay, so you can little bit, if you scroll up, you can actually see these answers. So if I copy these answers, okay, if I actually copy these answers and don't remember these answers, okay, so and paste it here, and if I execute, you are going to get congratulations, you have all the questions answered correctly. Okay, answered all the questions correctly. So this is what you're going to actually get. So what you have to do is be honest and go through all these questions and answer them diligently, and then once you are satisfied with this whole section lecture, if you think there are any doubts, you can revise, you can go through the videos again, okay? And once you have done, you go to the next lecture. So in the next lecture again, you don't open the assignment, you create a blank file, you go along with the video lecture, and wherever you want you can pause or slow down the lecture, okay? And once you have completed, then you go into that particular Python file, see everything, try to understand everything, make sure you have not missed anything, and then go into the assignment, and so on. Just complete it for all your sections, okay? In some of the sections in your advanced Python, you could have multiple assignments, like it is not just a multiple choice answers, where you would be asked to actually implement something, okay? And if you are done with the implementation, you can actually scroll down and see the answer, how I have implemented it, okay? You can check and see. And also, I request you to interact with me as much as possible, so that if you are having any doubts, I can actually clarify your doubts then and there, okay? And at the same time, you could get answers from the other students who are actually following this particular course. Also, after significant learning, we will have milestones. We will have 5 milestones basically. So after, say, the data types, operators, output, input, and conditional statements, you have 1 milestone, okay, where we are actually going to write an example on a library, okay, book management, which basically has books as well as members who would want to reserve these books, okay, kind of a library management software. And then after completing the section 2, that is after completing lists and tuples, you would have another milestone where we would implement or modify this code to have additional functionality and use the features that we have discussed after milestone 1, that is using functions, okay, more of string manipulations, etc. So similarly, in section 3, we will have milestone 3 after classes and inheritance. So we are going to use the classes and inheritance concept in exercise 3. So the complete code is provided. You can simply execute the code right from here, okay, and you should be able to run the complete example, okay. And then after section 3, similarly, we have section 4 after working with files, where you will learn how to do exception handling, working with files, how to use abstraction, that is using abstract classes and interfaces, okay. And then finally, you have milestone 5, where you would be implementing the database functionality, that is connecting to MySQL database and inserting the records, that is inserting this members records and book records and actually querying this data and all that stuff, okay. So it's not just going through these videos and then completing your assignments. You're actually going to write a significant amount of code and you will get hands-on experience, okay. Thank you and see you in the next lecture. Bye.